Story 1. If after 10 seconds they are still bleeping words like suicide, sex, rape, and kill, I understand it is due to the algorithm's 10-second rule or possibly 20 seconds. However, a video full of bleeps and cutouts makes me close it out of pure annoyance. It is obnoxious to listen to. Story 2. YouTube cliches. Hoo guys, smumuma mash that like. Nope. Podcast voices. Hello? And welcome to the 48th episode. I'm looking at you, Vile. If your intro is over 5 seconds long and was clearly made in 2016. Story 3. An influencer is involved. I do not care what they are trying to influence. I have no desire to subsidize someone attractive and eccentric not having to have a real job. Story 4. Wrong pacing. 1 minute and 30-second shorts with 20 seconds worth of information or a 20-minute YouTube video stalling what can be told in 5 minutes or less just to monetize. Story 5. Loud music seems to be a common expectation for every Instagram video. Even in nature videos where the sound of crickets would be meaningful, there is often a loud song playing. Story 6. When the audio is off and the thumbnail shows a different person altogether, it is like clicking a link and expecting a pizza but getting a salad. Story 7. When the title and thumbnail suggest that it is the actual video you are looking for, but you open it and it is just someone in their room talking about the video you are trying to find. I fully believe that YouTube should require uploaders to add a flair or a prefix or suffix to a video title if it contains video or audio commentary on the subject. Story 8. Misleading thumbnail followed by still images with a slow zoom in and out, normally accompanied by a robotic artificial intelligence voice. Story 9. When the narrator or presenter begins the video by showing themselves and they are overly enthusiastic, it seems fake and off-putting to me. Story 10. Blatantly artificial intelligence-generated content or self-censorship with excessive use of alternative words to avoid saying so-called trigger words. I have no issue with someone who wants to keep something appropriate for general audiences because that is their preference, but I do not like seeing people using alternative words for things because they feel they have to. Nobody should be forced to censor themselves because the platform they post their video to might retaliate. Story 11. Politics often involves frequent prompts to subscribe, like, or comment, sometimes every 2 seconds. However, there is an exemption for a few channels I watch because their videos are almost 1 to 3 hours long. They tend to mention these prompts only 2 or 3 times at most. Mostly, they talk about their trips and plans for their travels in heavy goods vehicles. Story 12. That one YouTuber voice where they articulate every sentence the same way. I do not know how to describe it. It is just really annoying. Story 13. Begging for likes, subscribers, or Patreon donations before the video starts is unacceptable. I want to see the content before I decide whether or not to endorse it. The only acceptable placement for these requests is at the end or potentially during a natural break in a longer video. Story 14. Preachy biblical verses when I am watching a video about repairing a car or building a bookshelf. If I wanted religion, I would be watching videos about religion. Story 15. Advertisements that last longer than a few seconds are not effective. The video reel is barely worth the time, and I am not going to watch an advertisement first. Story 16. Advertisements. Nothing makes me not want to watch a video more than an advertisement. I use ad blockers most of the time, but if they do not block an advertisement, I usually just move on to the next video. Story 17. If I see a caption that begins with point of view, I scroll immediately. If I see a picture-in-picture with somebody reacting to the video, or if the video is just someone making silly faces reacting to a caption, I am not interested. If I hear that anxiety song, I leave instantly. Story 18. Artificial intelligence voice. The presenter telling me to watch until the end. If you have to say that, it is because you made a bloated video and you know it. Any indication that it is a multi-part video about something that should fit in a single part. I am not against long content. I oppose unnecessarily long content and multi-part videos where you want me to search for the next part just because it looks good on some of your key performance indicators when people search for your videos. Story 19. When someone is doing a voiceover in a fake accent, like several accents mashed together. Even worse than artificial intelligence voiceovers. Edit. Also fake thumbnails. Story 20. Advertisement at the start of a video, 2 minutes of content, a sponsored message followed by another advertisement directly after, more video for maybe 7 minutes if lucky, then just 3 minutes before the end of the video another sponsor message. The last 3 minutes are always just a promotional talk about another of their videos. I only watch YouTube now if I really need to know something. Story 21. I frequently watch funny moments from groups like the Goons and Vanis and Company. I will immediately switch off if certain people are in the video, call it petty or whatever, but their presence alone is enough to make me stop watching. Story 22. Content stealers. Get a few seconds into the video and it suddenly switches to someone with a dumb expression. I'm out. Story 23. I really dislike the short-form video accent or style of speaking, whatever you might call it. I cannot explain it, but I hope you all understand what I mean. Nobody speaks like that. It sounds robotic and rehearsed. Story 24. Artificial intelligence. When there is something serious or important, but the person starts to explain incoherently and uselessly, leaving you unsure why they are fortunate. Reality. They created attention because they were filmed while being intimate. Public sexual activity is illegal, I believe. Story 25. Immediate yelling. I am trying to relax, not be aggressively intimidated to subscribe to your overcaffeinated content. Story 26. Edited music or annoying cuts are instant channel blocks for me. A request to please like and subscribe is an instant thumbs down on the video. Story 27. Anything with someone talking about something interesting on one half and the other half showing someone screwing things in or something similar. I hate that people's attention spans are so low they need to be entertained while being entertained. Story 28. Stop scrolling unless it is a dog video. Watch until the end unless a dog needs expensive medical treatment. Extra long videos where the creator takes 80 to 90% of the video to get to the original point because they spent most of the time talking. Any TikTok shop advertisement. Once you have seen one advertisement for one product, you have seen them all because they follow the same script. Videos with too many advertisements, especially on YouTube. Story 29. We were just kids when we fell in love. 99% of the time, they are just scam videos or people who put unrelated clips together and create a fake story for clicks. Story 30. I very rarely click away instantly because I am extremely selective about what I watch and allow in my algorithm, at least on YouTube where you control it with likes, dislikes, and don't recommend channel buttons. However, on the rare occasion a cringe video autoplays, I will click away anytime there is a stereotypical obnoxious loud intro. If I am on Facebook and unintentionally scroll to the Reels section, nothing makes me report a video and exit the app faster than those cringeworthy women staring into the camera like a deer in the headlights while they eat. Pure unnatural cringe. Also, all the clickbait videos that are just a 1-second loop of pizza being stretched or something else that has no purpose. Story 31. I am not watching any long advertisements. I am done with advertisements. I will zone out if I have to during live sports, but otherwise I tolerate none. Story 32. When I think I am going to watch a concert clip with audio of one of my favorites, but the audio used is taken from one of their studio albums instead. Typically, the song they used is not even the same one being performed. Story 33. AI voiceover. I could be enjoying the content, but as soon as you substitute your own voice with artificial intelligence, I downvote, close, and block. Story 34. When the narrator or presenter has that annoying cadence where their voice goes up at the end of the sentence and it sounds like they are asking a question. Nails on a chalkboard. Story 35. The length matters. If it's a topic I could read about in 30 seconds and the content is 30 minutes long, that's a no for me. Here's a link to find the directory where that file is stored. Okay, that should be a quick read. Oh no, YouTube? 26 minutes and 34 seconds of someone droning into a camera or painstakingly typing text one character at a time onto the screen. I just wanted /opt/program/run/harryitis.sh. Why would I want that in a format longer than a television episode? Story 36. If someone is narrating what you are about to watch in 2 seconds, I really do not like this word. I think we are all individuals here. However, if you enjoy that type of content, you are literally a non-player character. Story 37. No particular order. Robotic artificial intelligence voice. Overused generic no copyright videos or pictures. I know the solution, but I will tell you at the end of this video. Raid Shadow Legends. There are 3 solutions to solve this problem. This problem, which causes a lot of trouble, can be easily solved with 3 solutions. You may be surprised by the 3 solutions that can be used to solve this problem. Story 38. When they hit or tap the camera of the phone, especially when they are yelling and doing it to make a point, I find it jarring and aggressive. Story 39. You won't believe what happened, or this is so shocking, in that annoying voice. And then they proceed to tell the most mundane story you have ever heard. Story 40. People who think they are more attractive than they actually are. They are simply seeking attention or views for money. Story 41. Artificial intelligence voice. I am so tired of YouTube being flooded with artificial intelligence videos. Earlier, when I didn't pay attention, midway through the video I realized he had said the same point for the 3rd time. Now I check the views. It's about 500,000 with 68 comments. Story 42. Poor audio quality. Beginning with the advertisement break. Unpleasant accents and people not getting to the point within the first 2 minutes. Intentionally annoying your audience. Jimmy Beast's face. Story 43. Currently, that Jet 2 holiday advertisement is annoying enough, especially when it appears on other videos. Story 44. As soon as I hear an artificial intelligence voice, I remember working at a radio station where they wanted to use artificial intelligence for commercials. I basically had to beg them not to do it. Nobody wants to hear that. Story 45-1. If it is a video that just caught my eye and I get bombarded with advertisements when I start it and also when I try to skip around the video, you better believe I am leaving. 2. If the video spends too much time avoiding the point with other irrelevant content before getting to the point. For example, I was starting to watch a video defending Kamari from Final Fantasy X as a viable party member. The person was explaining things like a story, using the majority of the 11 minutes to give us useless information. As I skipped around the video searching for his points, an advertisement appeared. You better believe I left. Almost any time I try to skip around irrelevant content and an advertisement appears, I leave immediately unless I am watching with intent. In response to, pay for premium. Absolutely not. YouTube has always been free, and I am not going to support irrelevant content. I will simply leave those videos. Story 46. A person's head is visible in front of the video while commenting on it. No, thank you. I just want to see the video itself. Story 47. If they are recording something with the front-facing camera and making obnoxious facial expressions in the corner. Story 48. When it is a video about an animated fight and the commentator sounds like a white person, Ave simply does it better. Story 49. Voiceovers are for things you cannot clearly see happening in the video. I am watching to find out what happens. I do not need additional narration. Story 50. Oh God. All of us are complaining about artificial intelligence voices. They are using this information. The singularity approaches. Story 51. Flashing effects, white fades, fake mouse clicks, camera shutter clicks, and the excessive use of broken VCR type effects. Story 52. That song, Oh No, Remember Walking in the Sand by the Shangri-Las, will instantly stop a video for me. Story 53. Let's see. Skid Edie Alpha Sigma content. Wait till the end / wait for it. Fake stories. Overreacting and yelling at everything like Jinxie and Speed type of YouTubers. Clearly stolen content. AI content. Story 54. Advertisements literally interrupting the video I am watching kill the mood and make me leave for a while. Story 55. The ones that say something interesting at the beginning of the video but then tell you to read the caption for the explanation. I know that if I try to read the whole caption, the video will keep playing in the background. Feels like a trick to get more views or money. I exit out because it feels like deception. Story 56. If it is another creator's content and the uploader is just showing their face or pointing at the content. Story 57. YouTube automatic dubbed videos. I know that I can change it, but I am tired of doing this every time instead of changing it globally. Story 58, robotic voice, poor audio quality, unsteady handheld camera, not staying on topic. First, we need to, but before that, we need to, no, stay on topic and keep going. Story 59, the Booking.com commercial where the lady is singing along to the beat of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Story 60, that person on YouTube Shorts plays 5 to 10 seconds of a video, then sneaks in from the side with a furrowed brow looking at the camera. He might be willing to give everyone $1 million, but the way he presents himself is very annoying, as if he thinks he is God's gift to earth. He really needs to get a job and stop being so unpleasant. Story 61. Oh my God. Guys, look at this. Is this exclusively in Japan or Korea? There is a machine that is all over Europe, or it is a video of a bread cutter in Lidl in Dublin. Story 62. The second I realize they are just doing a recap of what they are talking about instead of having an original thought. Story 63. One of the most obvious signs of artificial intelligence is starting a sentence with a negative and contrasting it with a positive. The great Ottoman Empire disappeared not because of plague or famine, but because of the short-sightedness and incompetence of its leaders. Story 64. I clicked on it even though it had a clickbait title and thumbnail. Then it proceeded with long-winded, never-get-to-the-point rants and product pitch videos like, lower your blood sugar with this simple ingredient, making you sit through a 45-minute video before they tell you to buy the product. Story 65. When someone interrupts the narrative or starts offering commentary before the clip or argument they are responding to, it is frustrating. If I am going to listen to any amount of unwarranted opinions, they at least need to be from qualified professionals in their field. Otherwise, my time is wasted on intellectually dishonest people talking without genuinely engaging with the content. Story 66. A cook having to tell you their whole life story or get excited about a food's history, ethnic background, and so on before they get down to it. Just give me the recipe, please. Same with do-it-yourself videos. I do not need you to tell me why I need to replace my garbage disposal. Story 67. Explaining a location for too long while the camera is focused on influencers. Why not show the location, also known as the environment, at least? Story 68. 20 to 40-minute videos covering a topic, but including 15 to 35 minutes of unnecessary or irrelevant information to monetize it. Story 69. Really annoying, flat or robotic voices. Phrases like, wait for it, or watch until the end, at the beginning. Clickbait influencers who spend too long explaining something that should only take a sentence or two, especially if they never actually explain the point. Story 70. Now before we continue, I would like to say a word about our sponsor. It actually takes up half of the video, about 20 to 30%. I don't want to skip that part, so I'm out. Also, anything that says watch till the end or promises a hack for this or that, I just end that video instantly as well. Story 71. When the tagline of the video suggests the content, but the video is 10 to 20 minutes long, and only later do you realize that the topic mentioned in the tagline is buried somewhere within those 10 to 20 minutes. Story 72. They say something offensive or biased, try to present opinion as fact, or use language that is not permitted. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.